Rain, rain, go away. A day filled with showers has cleared up here in Clinton, Iowa. 71 degrees at Nelson Corp Field for a Northwest Division matchup in the Prospect League. I'm Alex Ferencz alongside Braden Hartman. Braden, the standings are touch tight at the top of the Northwest Division. Clinton leading by half a game over the CornBelters. Clinton entering tonight winning 5 in a row. But the CornBelters got a big win last night over the Doggy Paddlers, who had won 6 of their own.
And there's a couple people that I'd like to highlight. The two names that we're going to be talking about a lot with that is going to be Graham Casey and Addison Worthman. So for Casey, he gave up that the Quincy Doggy Paddlers are always a big power team, right? So coming into the game, Graham Casey facing has him down 0-2, the leadoff man Farlow, and he would take him deep. But that would be the only hit he'd allow for the rest of that game, as he would settle in and pitch 6 innings and strike out 10 and not allow another hit. So now the other man that I mentioned was Addison Worthman. He was actually in the KCL league to start off, and they were like, hey, let's give him a chance, right? He would come in and he would single, he would get a bunch of RBIs, just a lot of production from Worthman. And man, it was just good to see a lot of talent. We have even more talent from the KCL coming up for this game.
The classic big league come up, call him into the manager's office and send him to the big leagues. We'll be right back with you following the national anthem here from Nelson Corp Field. National anthem is behind us here at Nelson Corp Field, but the fun is still yet to come. A brilliant baseball game between the Normal CornBelters and the Clinton LumberKings upcoming. And Braden, this game seemed in doubt for much of the week. Storms in the forecast tearing through central Illinois and Iowa as well. But we've made it. The field looks suitable. Plenty of diamond dry.
I mean, if you looked at the field, I came to the ballpark at around 3 o'clock today, and if you looked at the field, you would have been maybe a little even more doubtful just seeing the field. It was tore up. They had the nail drag out, but they didn't. The groundskeepers here at Nelson Corp Field did an excellent job getting this field ready for play, and it looks pretty nice despite a little bit of wet patches near a little bit of the home plate area, a little bit as you go to the dugout, but obviously the actual field that will be in play is very suitable.
It's been a while since these two teams saw each other. 2 meetings early on in the year. The CornBelters' second and third games of the campaign back in May. 2 victories over the LumberKings, 13-6 and 8-1. But now, Braden, they have to come here to Nelson Corp Field, where the LumberKings are 6-1.
I mean, this is a very tough place to come on. I mean, as we know from watching the CornBelters so far this year, I mean, they've had a little bit of trouble getting some wins on the road. This is definitely, I would say, one of, if not the best place to play for if you're the Clinton LumberKings. But for the opposing team, it's unbelievably hard to come in here and win a baseball game. If they can come in here and win at Nelson Corp Field, they'll they'll have a really fun bus ride on the way home. I can guarantee you that.
No doubt about it. And to make matters even tougher on the hill for the LumberKings is Keegan Luxem, the tall right-hander, 6'6", made his first appearance of the season out of the pen against Quincy in a 15-0 win. He went 2 innings of scoreless ball. But a week ago against the Doggy Paddlers, this is in the midst of when the Doggy Paddlers were red hot. He got the start in a loss, 10-6, went 4 innings, gave up a home run as part of 4 earned runs, 5 runs overall. He's a dominant flamethrower on the hill. Behind him in left field will be Ben Toft, Jalen Ziegler, the speedster in center, Cale Jensen in right field. The infield from right to left, Sobieschek, Schinkel, Mischler, and Landclose, a late addition to this LumberKings lineup as Caden Frommel is scratched. Gavin Aubrey, who was playing third base, will DH, and Noah Thine behind the dish. They'll meet a ferocious CornBelters lineup, Braden.
Yeah, they've been hitting the ball well. I mean, and so have the LumberKings. We're in for a really good game. I mean, both teams, high-scoring teams, and a lot of offense, but also we've seen a lot of defense from the CornBelters of late, too. I've loved watching them on defense as much as I've loved watching them on offense. So, and, I mean, just looking at the scores the last 2 games, Normal CornBelters scored 6 unanswered. The other night, they also scored a lot of unanswered runs. And then for the LumberKings, in a game that combined for 28 runs. I mean, that's a lot of offense. So we'll see. Both pitchers are going to have a tall task here on the mound. Look to see if they can have their stuff ready to face some of these guys.
1 through 9 for the CornBelters will be Gavin Michaels leading off in his first start as a CornBelter. Tyler Thompson, the vet, in the 2-hole. Jackson Stanek, Nolan McCrossin, 3 and 4. Ben Vogley, Carter Blakeney, Addison Worthman, Parker Heaston, and John Nisbet rounded out. Gavin Michaels, as we mentioned, making his first start as a CornBelter. Just finished his senior year at Normal Community High School. Stays with the local team. He'll be headed to play at Cincinnati. Braden, this is the number 11 player in Illinois for the class of 2026, looking to prove he belongs in the Prospect League. Luxem takes the hill, big leg kick. First pitch fired in at the knees for a strike.
It's going to take a lot to get ahead for these pitchers, being aggressive, because we know they could swing the bat, but you can't pitch from behind to these guys.
The 0-1 heater off the outside half. Michaels, the Big 12 All-Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Big 12, the high school conference, not yet playing for Cincinnati. He'll head there next year. The 1-1 fouled away down the first base side. Michaels, 1 at-bat so far for the CornBelters. A pinch hit, RBI ground out. Didn't travel with the team on the road trip out east. Now gets the start in Iowa. The 1-2. Misses upstairs. Count runs 2-2.
And I think both pitchers can be aggressive here as well, because it's so hard to hit a home run here. A lot of fly balls or a lot of outs. Unless you pull it down the left field line, it is very hard to hit a home run here. So I think a lot of them will try to attack them in on the hands, maybe high, try to get some pop flies.
Michaels slaps a breaking ball down the first base line and foul. One of a few Normal community players that have joined the Belters following the conclusion of their high school season. 2-2 breaking ball poured in the zone. Strike 3. Michaels goes down looking.
Textbook breaking ball there. Had him on the fastball a bunch. Used it a lot in that at bat, and then drops a little bit of breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Gets the strikeout looking.
Guy that's not typically a victim of the strikeout strides to the plate. Tyler Thompson, just 5 strikeouts so far in the Prospect League season. 78 bats, that's the league lead. First offering to Thompson. Heater misses away. Thompson, 26 hits, good for second in the Prospect League in his 3rd season as a Belter. The 1-0. Grounded to first base. Sobieschek fields it and flips it to his pitcher, Luxem, in time for out number 2. Quick 2 outs from Keegan Luxem.
Now the next guy coming up, I've loved watching him swing. Let's see if he can get into one here. Keep the inning going a little bit.
Stanek joins Thompson in the top 10 in hits in the Prospect League, 24 of his own. Digs into the left-hand batter's box. Luxem turns into his line. First pitch is chopped right back to Luxem. He'll flip it to Sobieschek. Returns the favor after Sobieschek tossed him the second out for out number 3. 1, 2, 3, go the Belters. No score after half an inning. We'll head into the bottom of the first. It'll be LumberKings bats due up next.
Well, that was quick.
Back in Clinton after the CornBelters bats went down in a quick 1, 2, 3 fashion. The LumberKings will take their own hacks at the home Nelson Corp Stadium. It'll be Jalen Ziegler, Ben Toft, Gavin Aubrey, Isaac Sobieschek hitting cleanup, Cole Landclose, a late addition to the LumberKings lineup today, Noah Thine, Brody Schinkel, Cale Jensen, and Jackson Mishler to round it out. They'll face the right-hander from the CornBelters, Jake Swartz, guy that spent his entire college career in the Big Ten, 4 years at Illinois, part of the 2024 Big Ten champions Fighting Illini. He'll transfer to Minnesota for year 5 next year. Braden hasn't necessarily had the start to the summer he wanted, has Schwartz. Got the loss in his first start against the Aviators, 4 innings of work, 2 earned runs, but 5 were plated by the Aviators. Then came in relief through a no-hit inning against the Pistol Shrimp. And got the start right before the CornBelters headed out east. 4 innings, 4 earned runs against the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes.
He's still looking for kind of that outing to really boost his confidence. Tonight is a great chance on the road against a team like the LumberKings. Hopefully he can learn something from Luxem, who went out and went 1, 2, 3, and he was really aggressive. That's exactly what Swartz is going to have to do here for the CornBelters.
Jalen Ziegler watches the first one bounce in the dirt. Swartz gets his sign, the 1-0. Yanks the fastball away. Don't want to get behind in the count to Jalen Ziegler. Ranks top 5 in on-base percentage in the Prospect League, up near 600. And he's more than prone to take a bag. The 2-0. Fouled away down the first base line.
The first, I would say, 4 or 5 batters in this LumberKings lineup, that's going to be the gauntlet of this lineup for sure. I would say this first inning is really crucial to get out without a run, put up a 0, and then you got that bottom of the order, and then you can maybe relax a little bit before having to face those guys again, hopefully in the 3rd inning.
Ziegler watches a heater in the top half of the zone, 2-2. You mentioned the gauntlet, Braden, perhaps none tougher than Ziegler. Broken bat, ground ball up the middle. Heastand fields it, not in time. A slow dribbler up the middle, and Ziegler beats it out.
It's unfortunate for the CornBelters. Fortunate for Ziegler. That ball was hit right in the middle of the bat, sawed it off in half, but I have to imagine if that ball was hit normally and the bat didn't break, that would have been an easy ground out to our shortstop Vogley out there, but it does result in a little bit of an infield single, and so an unfortunate runner on first for the CornBelters.
And now as Ben Toft digs into the left-hand batter's box, there's danger on the base paths. Jalen Ziegler, 23 stolen bases, good for 2nd in the Prospect League, trailing only Xavier Hatfield, as Swartz will check over on him at first, dives back in safely. Hatfield with 25 stolen bases, but he's played 19 games to Ziegler's 14. Swartz comes home. Toft squares the bunt, lays one down. First base side, Swartz fields it, fires it over to first, and wayward. Toft heads to second, Ziegler to 3rd. It's the ball all the way into the LumberKings dugout over in right field. Excuse me, the CornBelters dugout. Carter Blakeney gets it in. Runners will be at 2nd and 3rd with no one away here in the bottom of the first.
We know that the CornBelters can really hit, but playing for a coach like on the other side of the LumberKings, Coach Monkman, you know that the small ball is going to be in play here for the LumberKings. So you saw it there. You've seen it so far. I think that's kind of what they find pride in, right? I mean, they weren't using it a whole lot at the beginning, and now they're starting to buy into it, and you're seeing results. So that right there, obviously not counting the throw that went down the line, but great show of small ball there for the Clinton
Braden,
LumberKings.
how much do you think, with this field that's gotten so much treatment but gotten plenty of rain, how much do you think that had to slow that bunt down?
Well, we were seeing when the players were walking out to the batting cage, it's a little soft out there. So I think that the ball probably died. A lot more bunts. I mean, it's going to be harder. I know the grass is still a little bit wet, especially where the shadows are on the right side of the field, which is where that ball ended up. They know that it's going to take a little more grip on the baseball, and he obviously didn't get that on that throw over there.
Swartz, after throwing it away into right field, takes his time before Gavin Aubrey will head to the plate. Swartz will have a practice pitch. Perhaps dealing with a little injury as a result. Tied his shoe. A long walk around the mound. And now finally Gavin Aubrey will step up to the plate.
I mean, it is wet. Maybe he rolled his ankle a little bit in that grass down there.
No score, bottom of the first. Runners on second and third for the LumberKings. Swartz first offering to Aubrey. Breaking ball outside. Aubrey, not the guy you want to the plate if you're the CornBelters. Aubrey third in the Prospect League in RBIs with 24. Looking to add a few more to his tally right here. 2 runners in scoring position. Ziegler takes a bigger lead at third. Swartz ignores him, comes home. Buries a fastball down low. 2-0. So an infield single and a bunt that led to an error has runners on second and third for the LumberKings. Swartz takes his sign, kicks and deals. Fastball followed straight back by Aubrey.
Good job placing that fastball high and away on that 2-0 pitch. Don't want to give him something that he can crush. He's obviously looking fastball, so got to be able to place that, and he did that time.
Aubrey, a good start to the summer, hitting up close to 360, but yet to find a hit against the CornBelters. 0-4 when he came to the Corn Crib early on in the season. Swartz the 2-1. Misses off the outside edge with a fastball. 3-1.
To kind of go off of that, this Clinton LumberKings team is a completely different team than the CornBelters faced earlier in the year. I mean, they've just completely turned it around. A little bit of a rough start, and the CornBelters got the better of that, but they're facing a really talented team now, and they've kind of found their groove.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Count runs full. You mentioned it, Braden. We don't get to see Caden Frommel tonight. He is a late scratch, but he's one of those core members of the team that Trevor Burkhart talked about returning for these LumberKings. Noah Thine, another member. That core 4 he talked about, including Jalen Ziegler. Gavin Aubrey. Chance to open the scoring. Full count. Fastball misses off the outside edge. It'll be a free pass with a base open. Load him for Isaac Sobieska.
And with that base open, I don't think they wanted to give him anything he could hit there, especially second and third. That's going to spark a little bit of trip to the mound by the pitching coach. But, yeah, I think fastball away was definitely the play there, but just couldn't find it in the end. But regardless, this doesn't really hurt a whole lot to have that walk there with the base open.
Ryan Willard goes out there to talk to Jake Swartz. CornBelters pitching coach John Nisbet, the catcher, doesn't join them on the mound. Some discussion over the physical mound, playing with the dirt.
I wonder if that's what he tweaked it on. Maybe, I mean, it's definitely soft, right? That's going to bring Billy Du Bois out to the mound. Probably a little bit soft there. They had an issue with that. I can't remember what game it was. I was watching the other night, and they had an issue with the mound situation there, and they had a little bit of a delay at first because they wanted to fix it. But obviously at this level, it's not really something you could be like, hey, come out here and tamp this or something like that. So they are. It looks like they're going to switch pitchers. Wow.
Wow, Swartz' night looks to be done. As Billy Du Bois makes a motion over to the LumberKings dugout. Swartz gingerly walking off. Not a good sight for the CornBelters at all. Here in the bottom of the first, they'll already be forced to go to the bullpen.
That looks to be, let's see here, number 8, Luka Zachman, the right-hander. Texas Wesleyan University. And as I was saying earlier, I mean, when it's soft like that, your cleat tends to really get stuck in the mound. And I wonder if maybe in one of his motions he kind of tweaked it a little bit. And then, I mean, that's not good. That's not good to see. That's not what you want to see if you're the manager, Billy Du Bois, on that.
Lucas Zachman called on much earlier than he would have expected tonight. Clinton bases juiced with no one away here in the bottom of the first. A broken bat, infield single, a bunt leading to an error, and a walk sees Jake Swartz out of the game, dealing with looked to be an ankle injury, Braden.
I would say, I mean, I'm curious if it happened on the bunt there that he fielded. I didn't see him actually making the throw afterwards, but I wonder if he kind of tripped over himself a little bit. But he was messing with the mound a lot, so I wonder if the state of the mound and how wet it's been. I know that they were putting Diamond Dry on a lot of the other parts, but I don't know if that much work was being done to the mound. So that mound might be a little soft, and if you get your cleat stuck in there at the right angle and you stretch out, it has the tendency where your foot can just get stuck and your body just keeps going. I saw that we had our third baseman when I was playing was actually batting, and it was kind of the same situation where he swung and his foot was just still stuck in the ground, and he ended up tearing a knee that way. So very dangerous stuff for the mound. I guarantee that they did their work on it. When I was here, I didn't see it. Mm-hmm. So it's probably a little bit soft right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Part of the effects of the huge storms we've seen here, both in Normal at the corn crib before we left, Braden, puddles on the turf field. Here, a dirt infield. We were wondering if this game was going to be playable as we were here early. Lots of work done, especially on the batter's box area. Looks suitable to play, but Swartz clearly unhappy with the mound. We'll see if Lucas Zachman has the same feelings about it.
And Zachman coming into this game has a really tough assignment here. With the bases loaded, still no outs. You kind of just got to limit the damage. That's got to be your intent here. You got to do you. Be aggressive. Try to collect outs and get outs wherever you can. Preferably if you can get a ground ball, to go home with it, save a run. We'll see how he attacks this next LumberKings hitter.
Zachman, a veteran corn belter in his third summer with the Belters. Hasn't made many appearances so far this year. He'll have his toughest task yet in front of it. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the first. No score here in Clinton. Isaac Sobieschek will dig into the right-hand batter's box. Comes in with a 5-game hit streak. Looking to extend it and put some runs on the board for the LumberKings. Zachman belt high set. First pitch misses inside with the breaking ball. And there's no runway here, Braden, for Zachman. He's thrown right into the danger zone.
I was curious. I also saw that he was warming up before I think Swartz was having issues. So I wonder if they saw something in Swartz that they didn't like as well.
1-0 poured in at the knees. The changeup. And yeah, after he threw that bunt into right field, Swartz took a practice pitch before Aubrey came to the plate. Clearly dealing with some discomfort. Jackson Stanek playing in over at first base. The 1-1 grounded to short. Flipped to second for one. Throw not in time over to first from Parker Heaston. So the Corn Belters get one, but a run comes in to score for the LumberKings.
I mean, great job by Zachman getting his ground ball. Unfortunately, they couldn't turn two, but that was the only play they tried. Just couldn't get that second out there, but a really nice job getting the ground ball.
To pick him up will be Cole Landclass. A late addition to this LumberKings lineup within the hour. Expected to have the day off, but Caden Frommel a late scratch. I'll have runners on the corners with one away. He puts a ground ball to shortstop. Ben Vogley comes in to charge it. Has to go to first in time. No double play opportunity. And Braden, we're seeing This grass is slowing down ground balls.
Yeah, it really is dying out there. Vogeley did a nice job charging the ball. He read it well, and yeah, firing across his body. Takes a lot to get the out at first, but he did, and that's a very, very crucial out here for the CornBelters as they hope to escape with only 2 runs crossing.
Ben Toft comes in to score as Noah Thine strides into the left-hand batter's box. Thine has exploded since coming to the Prospect League from Washington State. Had 53 at-bats at Wazoo. Hit just 150 for the Mountain West champs, but he's been on fire since coming to Clinton, hitting up near 560. Watches a breaking ball down low.
Zachman doing a really nice job being called on in a tough spot, and regardless of the runs, I mean, he's done his job. He's gotten ground balls, weak contact, just not able to get that double play, and the run scoring, I mean, he's doing his job out there.
Zachman, the 0-1 strike on the outside half, 0-2. Excuse me, 1-1. First pitch was a ball. Zachman takes his sign, comes home. Breaking ball off the inside half.
Just missed it that time. Must have been a little bit too inside, but a really nice idea with the slider there in the 1-1 count.
Lucas Zachman almost assuredly be asked to go deep into this game, something he wasn't expecting to do on the bus ride over. Checks on the runner, comes home. This one's line to the opposite field. Worthman going back, falls over but makes the play, ranging backwards. Scary moment for the CornBelters, but it'll be out number 3.
I can't believe that. I mean, he started off in, that ball just kept on carrying off the bat of Thine, and it was a line drive to left, and he went back, and he almost got burnt, but he did get his glove up and was able to somehow make the catch mid-fall.
The catch saves a run, but not before the LumberKings score 2. Clinton leads 2-0. It'll be Belters bats due up next for the top of the second.
That was exciting.
That's wild.
Back in Clinton after a quick 1-2-3 inning. Keegan Luxem gets some help from the LumberKings offense. 2 runs come across in the bottom of the first. As we head into the top of the second, it'll be 4, 5, 6 of the Belters bats. First of which, Nolan McCrossin digs into the right-hand side. Looking to build off a good game last night in Normal. 2 for 5 with a pair of singles. First offering a heater strike at the knees.
We know that Luxem is being aggressive. Let's see if the CornBelters adjust now down 2-0 and attack that fastball. He's thrown it a lot, that first pitch.
McCrossin follows the second pitch of the at-bat straight back, finds himself down 0-2. Braden McCrossin's average drops down from over 400 at home down to under 280 on the road.
And it seems like that's kind of a trend for all of the CornBelters, for the most part, I would say. They are, as we know, a completely different team on the road as they are at home. They're really good at home and have struggled on the road. But they did get that win the other night, and they're looking to add on to that and kind of rewrite that part of the season. It is really hard to win on the road, though, so very understandable to be a little bit better at home, but something they're looking to fix.
Luxem bounced a breaking ball in, and McCrossin fouls the next offering back. McCrossin did very well when the LumberKings came to the corn crib. 5 for 9 with 3 RBIs. Watches strike 3, clip the outside edge. He'll make the long walk back to the dugout.
Another gorgeous slider from Luxem. Drops it in right side, outside corner. Strike 3.
Second strikeout looking for Luxem. It'll be Ven Vogeley striding into the left-hand batter's box. Luxem working quickly. Misses away with a breaking ball. Vogley 0 for 4 last night, ended a 7-game hit streak. The red shirt from Cincinnati slaps one into left field, but foul. Keegan Luxem has made quick work to start this ball game. Just 15 pitches.
He's been really efficient, getting strikeouts, getting a lot of weak contact groundouts. He's looking to do more of the same here against Vogley. He's a big bat.
1-1 runs inside. Yeah, we've seen Vogley get a hold of a few baseballs, 3 long blasts so far to start the summer. And when he hits it out, it travels a long way.
He gets it all from his lower half. His lower half is, he's very mobile, and he can really turn on one. And if you look at him, he's not really somebody that you'd expect to have that kind of light tower power that they talk about, but he sure does. When he puts a swing on it, he crushes it.
Takes a fastball inside and fouls one back. Runs the count full.
Really nice at bat. Luxem kind of rolling a little bit, and Vogley working the count, getting him to work a little bit harder.
The payoff pitch. Drops a breaking ball right in the zone. Vogley motioning, he thought it was up. It'll be the 3rd strikeout. All 3 looking so far from Luxem.
Vogley didn't like the call, but I do think that it was pretty close. I don't think it was that egregious, but another off-speed pitch for the strike. He's gone, I think, 3 times on all 3 Ks. He's gone off-speed with that slider, or maybe it's like a sweeper. But, yeah, he's gotten all 3 strikeouts tonight looking. So let's see if the CornBelters can adjust, maybe read into that a little bit. Down 0-2, maybe you look for something like that.
To start a 2-out rally will be Carter Blakeney taking his hacks on the right side. Watches the first pitch for a strike. Luxem high leg kick. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
That time he went slider on the second pitch. He's gone fastball a lot, but does switch it up with the slider there. Let's see if he goes back to the slider next, or he has an option to go back with the fastball up.
The 0-2. Drops a breaking ball just outside the zone. Looked very similar to the one Ben Vogley was rung up on one batter ago. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Keegan Luxem strikes out the side in the 2nd inning. LumberKings lead 2-0. As we head into the bottom of the 2nd, it'll be Clinton's bats due up next. Back in Clinton, after the LumberKings scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st, they're back for their at-bats in the 2nd. It'll be Luka Zachman. Drops his first offering in for a strike.
Zachman here is not going to want to give up too many more runs. He's going to want to be dialed in here because pitcher on the other end is absolutely dealing right now, and you want to make sure that your guys have a chance.
This one's driven out to right field. Carter Blakeney coming in, makes the catch for out number 1. Brody Schinkel goes down by way of the lineout. You're absolutely right, Braden. Especially with Swartz having such a short outing as the starter. Zachman will be tasked to go deep into this game. His next target up to the plate is Cale Jensen, the left-handed hitter. Jensen pops it into foul territory. Across and over, catches it right on the line over in third base for out number 2.
Great job shielding the sun there. I mean, that is brutal right there on third, and he did a great job of using his glove, finding it, and making the catch.
Bring up the 9-hitter tonight, Jackson Mishler. 0-6. 0 for 6, excuse me, when the LumberKings went to the corn crib. Get a new chance here at Nelson Corp Field. Zachman misses outside with a heater. Breaking ball grounded softly into foul territory down the third base side. One and one on Mishler. Zachman comes home. Soft ground ball to third base. McCrossin fields it, fires across the diamond in time for the third out. 1, 2, 3, go the LumberKings. They lead 2-0 after 2 here at Nelson Corp Field. It'll be Belters bats due up next, 7, 8, 9 when we come back. Back in Clinton after the first 6 CornBelters batters were sent down in order by Keegan Luxem. It'll be 7, 8, 9, looking to start a rally here in the top of the third. LumberKings lead 2-0. It'll be Addison Worthman who digs into the right-hand batter's box. Luxem's first offer to Worthman is flied into shallow right field. It'll be Schinkel, the second baseman, going back and claiming it. 1 pitch, 1 out.
And before that at bat, I was going to talk about Zachman coming out and doing 1, 2, 3 there is huge for the normal CornBelters after how dominant Luxem has been on the other end. And hopefully they can ride that into this inning and put up some runs and chip away at that short lead.
Back into the lineup tonight is Parker Heastand. Watches the first ball on the outside edge for a strike. Heastand 0-6 on the road trip. Looking to get back the form he had to start the season. Watches strike 2 in at the knees. Heastand in the first meeting between these two teams, 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Fans and misses, strike 3 goes Heastand. Just like that, 2 quick outs here in the third. John Nisbet looking to stop the CornBelters, going down 1 through 9 in succession. CornBelters dealt a similar fate to the Doggy Paddlers last night. Retired 24 straight batters after a leadoff home run as Nisbet watches first pitch down in the dirt.
4 out of the last 5 set down via the strikeout.
Ground ball into foul territory over by first base.
And he's already got 5. And we're only in the third, folks. So buckle up. This is going to be crucial here for the CornBelters to really find a new approach here and really dial it in and hit as a team here to put some runs together because he looks absolutely on it right now.
Fouled straight back off the catcher, Noah Thine. Caught him in the padding. That's why you wear it.
I think it caught a piece of the home plate umpire as well. They're asking if he's okay as well. But, yeah, I think everyone's all right, despite maybe a bruise or two.
John Nisbet's average jumps up to 313 on the road. Luxem misses with the breaking ball upstairs. Luxem the 1-2. Drops a breaking ball in. Strike three looking. Luxem's sixth strikeout of this young game sends the CornBelters down 1-2-3 for the third consecutive inning. Maintains a perfect game through three. We head to the bottom of the third. It'll be LumberKings bats due up next, leading 2-0 here in Clinton. Back in Clinton for the bottom of the third inning. LumberKings lead 2-0 over the Normal CornBelters. The LumberKings lineup will turn over for the first time. Jalen Ziegler, after singling back in the first, came around to score. But he'll face a new pitcher after Jake Swartz faced just 3 batters before exiting the game with injury. It'll be Lucas Zachman to meet him. Done well since coming in. 2 runs came across to score via weak ground balls. He entered with the bases loaded, no one away. First offering to Ziegler, breaking ball poured into the zone for a strike.
Zachman got 3 quick outs on a line out, a pop out, and a ground out. A lot of weak contact despite the line out.
The 0-1. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. Ziegler, a fantastic start to the summer for Clinton, hitting up almost 400. In the top 5 in the Prospect League in on-base percentage, almost 600. The 1-1 grounded sharply to short. Vogely backhands it, fires it across the diamond, not in time. As Ziegler shows off his speed, beats out an infield single.
There's a reason Ziegler has 23 swipe bags and is atop the Prospect League standings in that regard. He showed it off there. Ground ball in the hole over at short. Throw across the diamond, not even close.
Ziegler, 23 stolen bases, as you mentioned, trails just Xavier Hatfield in that category. Let's see if he looks to nab another one here. Ben Toft strides in, bunted back in the first inning, but reached on error, came around to score as well. LumberKings lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Runner on first with no one away. First pitch is chopped sharply to third base, but runs foul. Olin McCrossan not quick enough to get over to it. It runs foul before the bat. Toft seeing the ball well to start the summer. A 5-game hit streak entering tonight. Still looking for one tonight. The 0-1. Ziegler takes off for second. Tough ground ball to the left side. McCrossin fields it, but hits the dirt. Fires it across in time. Ziegler over to third. Throw from Stanek back to third. Not in time. Jalen Ziegler goes first to third on the ground out from Ben Toft.
Crossan did a little, it was in his pocket right to his left. He had to kind of slide a little bit to get around, turn around, throw to first in time. That throw from Stanek, at first I didn't think there was any chance, but that throw was directly on the runner. The third baseman, McCrossan, had his glove pretty much on the runner there, and the ball was thrown right, and he caught it right on him, and it was actually kind of close.
In steps Gavin Aubrey into the right-hand batter's box. Fouls the first one away down the third base side. Aubrey walked back in the first on 4 pitches. Ziegler stands 90 feet away with 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Check swing foul ball. He'll be down 0-2. Aubrey with 24 RBIs so far this summer. Ranks 3rd in the Prospect League.
If you're Zachman here, you got to up 0-2 with the runner on third and 1 out. Your best case scenario here is a strikeout. So let's see if he throws something off, speed in the dirt, try to get a swing here.
Another check swing foul ball high and tight. Jackson Stanek for the CornBelters playing in on the infield grass. Rest of the Belters playing straight away.
Went fastball up and in there. I bet he uses that and kind of tunnels it a little bit. Maybe tries a slider away, something that'll start in and move away.
The 1-2. Line back up the middle into center field. Michaels over to make the play. His throw to the plate not in time as Jalen Ziegler comes in to score his second run of the game. The LumberKings third. It'll be a sac fly from Gavin Aubrey.
Really nice throw from Michaels. Had to go quite a ways to his left and put a pretty decent throw from. He had to kind of throw it across his body from center to just have a chance, but wasn't quite enough to get the runner over from third, and that'll make it 3-0.
Especially with the speed from Ziegler.
Oh, yeah.
Was always going to be
no
a tough
chance.
play.
Yeah, almost no chance.
Next up with the bases empty and 2 away, it'll be Isaac Sobieschek. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. First pitch to him down in the dirt.
LumberKings doing a really good job of having team at bats. Had a lot of fielders choices that are resulting in RBIs for the hitters. Another fly out there. They're playing for each other right now, and that's why they're up.
Sobieschek also enters on a hit streak, 5-game hit streak, has hits in 14 out of 16 games he's played in. Looking to start a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the third. LumberKings lead 3-0. Zachman comes home. Ripped down the third base line, but just foul.
I'd like to see the exit velocity on that one. That was piped right over to the Clinton LumberKing bullpen. It was about 1 hop off of that fence over there.
"21 pitches from Luka Zachman since entering back in the first inning. Zachman takes his sign, cuts it loose. Breaking ball high and tight. Sobieschek disciplined at the plate. Has hurt the CornBelters in the 2 games, 3 and 8. The 2-2. Fouled straight back, a hard clunk off the top of the stadium. Zachman shakes twice, now gets his sign. Payoff pitch grounded down the third base line and foul.
Staying alive, he's got him 3-2 here with 2 outs. Giving up a run already. Don't want to let them get anything more here. Look for him to be aggressive.
Don't want to give Sobieschek anything too good, though, Braden.
No, absolutely not. Got to place it for sure.
Full count runs in and hits him.
Didn't place that one.
No, not at all. He'll get a free pass. He'll take first.
It's the last thing you wanted to put a runner on in that situation. 3-2, but he has a chance for it to not matter if he can go at this next batter. And that'll be Lanclose.
Cole Lanclose, a Baylor product. Slide step to the plate from Zachman. This is down low. Lanclose, 10 games played so far this summer for Clinton, hitting just a tick under 180. The 1-0, breaking ball right down Broadway. Zachman clearly worried about Sobieszczak's speed over at first. Now Zachman calls time to tie his shoe. Swartz did the same back in the first. 2 away. Sobieszczak leads off first here in the bottom of the third. LumberKings lead 3-0. Cole Lanclose the batter. Fastball high and tight on the hands. Lanclose 4 RBIs for Clinton so far. Was 0 for 5 last night. Supposed to get the day off before Caden Frommel was scratched. Breaking ball runs inside. 3-1 to Lanclose.
When they're looking at the radar this morning, you saw that there was supposed to be a cell that was supposed to come in around 7 o'clock, 7:30. There's not a cloud in the sky, Alex. So that little cell that they were worried about, we're not going to have to worry about. So we'll get full interrupted baseball, hopefully.
3-1 ground ball sharp to third base. McCrossan can't field it cleanly. Fires it over. Not in time. It'll be an E5, and Cole Lanclose will reach first.
Just more insult to injury there. Had him 3-2 in the first at bat and ended up hitting him, and now you give up an error, and now there's a runner in scoring position here for number 13, Noah Thine.
Runners on first and second with 2 away here for the LumberKings. Noah Thine lined out to left field back in the first. Addison Worthman, the spectacular, to make that play. Thine looking to stay hot from last night, 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Squares to bunt, pulls it back on the outside fastball. You talked about it earlier, Braden. LumberKings not afraid to go small ball.
Absolutely not. And they always, whenever they have the chance to, they do. And you kind of see that, obviously, with the bunting and some of the moving runners over that front, but you also see it with some of the RBI flyouts and hitting well with runners in scoring position. They're truly playing for each other, having team at bats, and they've done that. And that's kind of why they've been more successful this later part of the year.
Thine squares to bunt again, pulls it back, this time in for a called strike.
And the other thing I want to say for Zachman is he's a guy that Billy Du Bois put in the game hoping to get a lot of innings. And now with the hit batsman and the reach on error, and you're prolonging these innings, you're kind of preventing that from happening. So we'll have to see how Billy Du Bois works with the CornBelters bullpen for the rest of this game.
The 1-1. This time Thine doesn't square to bunt, watches a heater downstairs. Looks to have the go-ahead to swing away. Cole Lanclose strides off first. Sobieszczak leads off second with 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Thine follows it straight back. Count runs to 2-2.
It's a big pitch from Zachman. High and away fastball fouled off to the left side. Now has 2 strikes here and a ball to work with as well.
A new ball for Zachman. He'll toss it behind the plate to John Nisbet.
The reason they're going to do that, I believe, is that that is the ball that went and hit the roof. And if there's a little bit of a cut in the baseball, it does have a little bit of a competitive advantage for Zachman. Greg Maddox had a funny story about that and how he would pitch he pitched almost a full game with a cut in the ball. And there's a video of one of his changeups, and it's just like alien. It's just insane.
The 2-2 home, pours a breaking ball in at the knees. Strike 3. So the CornBelters get out of it. 2 runners stranded from the LumberKings, but not before Jalen Ziegler comes around to score after a leadoff single. LumberKings lead 3-0 as we head into the top of the 4th. Belters bats due up next. back in Clinton. Keegan Luxem back for a fourth inning of work. The Normal CornBelters yet to have a base runner. Through 3 innings, the lineup will turn over for the first time for Gavin Michaels. Went down looking back in the first.
With the LumberKings putting another run up on that board, you're going to have to start something and start something fast before we get to the later innings, because the LumberKing bullpen is also as good as you can possibly be at this level. So look for them to try and jump on some fastballs.
Michaels grounds the first pitch to the shortstop Mishler. Fires it across the diamond in time to Sobieschek. 1 away, 1 pitch, 1 out yet again from Keegan Luxem. No one on, 1 away for Tyler Thompson, who strides into the right-hand batter's box. LumberKings lead 3-0 here in the top of the 4th.
Haven't been able to get anything going. And I believe they still don't have their first hit in this game. They do not. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of ground outs. But, I mean, the only decently hit ball was that fly out from Worthman. So, going to have to see the ball better here against Luxem, but it is hard. It's easier said than done.
First offering to Thompson, a heater on the outside half. Fouls the second pitch of the at-bat straight back. 1-1 to Thompson. Thompson grounded out to first base back in the first inning. Luxem high leg kick comes home. Breaking ball doesn't break. Will miss upstairs.
A 2-1 count here. Look for Thompson to be aggressive.
Swing and a fly ball into foul territory over in right field. 2-2 to Tyler Thompson.
The reason I said that is you got to get something going, right? So 2-1 count, perfect chance. He kind of struggling a little bit of this at bat with the off speed, so gets a fastball, just couldn't quite square it up into fair territory.
Luxem the 2-2. Fouled away down the first base side. 1 away, no one on for the CornBelters, trailing 3-0 here in the top of the 4th. Tyler Thompson awaits the 2-2. Hit a ground ball the left side and through. Past a diving land close. It'll be a 1-out single for Tyler Thompson. First base runner of the game for the CornBelters.
Yep, good swing of the bat from Thompson there. Goes to the left side, gets it past the diving land close. And just like that, CornBelters have a runner on. First, as you said, runner of the day for the CornBelters.
Jackson Stanek, who grounded out to the pitcher in his first trip to the plate, will have a runner on first with 1 away. Stanek from the left-hand side. Admires the first pitch, a heater on the inside half for a strike.
If Stanek could hit something in the gap here with Thompson on first, I think Thompson should be able to score. So let's see if he can hit one in the gap here.
Luxem the 0-1. Misses on a breaking ball downstairs. Stanek 0 for 5 last night, but was hard done by on a couple of hard hit balls. 103 miles per hour exit velocity on a ground out to first base. This one's another ground ball to first base. Sobieschek over to short, and Mishler the throw back, not in time.
That's fortunate for the CornBelters. I think if it was caught, it might have been in time. They could have got that double play, and that would have been an absolute just unfortunate event for the CornBelters, as they had a little bit of momentum there. But, I mean, you don't have as much momentum as it is now here with 2 outs and Stanek on first. You don't have the speed that you had originally. So we'll see if they can put something together here, but just unfortunate.
Luxem dropped the ball. You're right, Braden. It may have been in time as Nolan McCrossin strides in. Watches the first pitch on the outside half for a strike.
Home plate umpire giving a little bit of room on the outside to Luxem. And I think he's done the same with Zachman on the other end. So consistent, as long as it's consistent, no problem with it. So McCrossin kind of shook his head a little bit. He didn't like it. But got to adjust, got to be able to adjust with what's going on, what's being called, and swing at the pitches that you need to.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Stanek leads off first with 1 away here in the top of the 4th. McCrossin lifts one into shallow right field. Schinkel goes back, camps under it for out number 3. Keegan Luxem works around a 1-out single for Tyler Thompson And the Belters stay scoreless. LumberKings lead 3-0 as they head back up to the plate for the bottom of the fourth. I'm Alex Ferencz alongside Braden Hartman. You're listening to the Normal CornBelters on the CornBelters Radio Network. Back in Clinton, the LumberKings lead 3-0 on 3 hits and no errors. Normal just 1 hit and 2 errors so far through 4. As we head into the bottom of the fourth, it'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for the LumberKings. Schinkel, Johnson, and Mishler. Luka Zachman sent down this trio in order back in the second inning. Zachman in for his 4th inning of work after not starting the game, after Jake Swartz faced 3 batters without recording an out and left with an injury.
He may not have started the game, but he has been responsible for all the outs so far. Tough situation he was put in. He's done pretty well, I would say, pretty well with what he was given. He settled in immediately, had a little bit of a shaky second half of the last half inning, but let's see if he can settle in here and get another 1, 2, 3.
Schinkel pops it straight up. Nisbet whips his mask off over by the netting, makes the catch for out number 1.
That is not an easy play. I think the sun was not a factor just because of the shadows we're seeing. I bet the sun fell back a little bit too much, but still, regardless, that ball up there spinning like that, it does move a lot. So great job by Nisbet to find his footing, get behind the baseball, and make the catch.
Shadow line here at Nelson Corp Stadium, drawing almost a parallel line between third base and second base. As the left side of the CornBelters infield stands behind it in the sun, the rest of the infielders covered in shade. First pitch poured in at the knees for a strike. Cale Jensen popped up to third base in foul territory back in the second inning. The appeal down on the check swing. Called a ball. Jensen hitting under 100 so far this summer. Just 1 hit to his name. As he hits a line drive into left center. Michaels over it. Gets by him. It'll be Worthman to pick up. But Jensen will stand up. Heading into second. A stand-up, 1-out double.
I don't think this would have affected the play, but Worthman and left didn't see it off the bat, and it did get by the center fielder. Luckily, the grass is still a little bit damp, and it kind of died after getting past the center fielder Michaels, and Worthman threw it in. So a nice double there from Jensen. Great piece of hitting, opposite field line drive.
Gotta think that on a turf field like the Corn Crib, that ball may have raced all the way to the wall.
It definitely would have. It definitely would have.
Gavin Michaels took an angle to that ball, looking to catch it, but out of his reach. Cale Jensen will lead off second. Jackson Mishler digs into the right-hand batter's box. Zachman comes home. Fouled hard off to the first base side. Grounded out to third base to end the second inning. Mishler yet to get a hit against the CornBelters. The third meeting between these teams. 0 for 7 so far this summer. Mishler awaits the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Textbook away fastball there from Zachman. Gets him 0-2. Now with the outside fastball established, let's see if he tries to go with the slider to put him away.
1 away, Jensen leads off second. LumberKings lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Lucas Zachman, belt high set, cuts it loose. Rolls it to short. Vogley fields it and eats it. Trouble on the transfer. It'll be an E6.
He had it and then popped up, and it kind of came out of his hand when he was going to throw. And that would have been a much-needed out. That would have been 2 outs then. But unfortunately for Vogley, he couldn't get a handle on it. So now it's first and second with 1 out.
Now the LumberKings lineup turns over for a third time. Jalen Ziegler, CornBelters have yet to be able to solve him. A single off Schwartz and then a single off Zachman in the third. Come around to score both times. He'll have runners on first and second with 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. Looking to extend a 3-run LumberKings lead. First offering, breaking ball outside.
Ziegler's just a true hitter. One of the stats that I really like up there is his 15 walks. He has the average, but he also has the eye.
In the top 5 in on-base percentage in the entire Prospect League. The 1-0 is fouled straight back off the wood covering of the bleachers. CornBelters sloppy baseball tonight after a game last night against the Doggy Paddlers where not much was put in play. 24 straight batters were retired from the first through the 8th inning after a solo shot home run, including 15 strikeouts. This one's grounded to first base. Stanek thought about making the turn, but steps on first for the automatic out.
Kind of winced for a second there. Stanek went to go to throw to second. He was right next to the bag at first. You got 1 out. You just need to collect an out. Right job by Stanek there to eat the throw to second and get the sure out at first there. Now with 2 outs, they only have 1 to work with.
Jensen moves to third. Mishler to second for Ben Toft as he strides into the left-hand batter's box. Looking to extend his 5-game hit streak. He had to tally 1 tonight. Bunted in the first inning and reached on air. Grounded out to third base. Back in the third. Squares to bunt here again. Pulls back on a high heater. With 2 away, Toft squaring to bunt.
As we mentioned, Clinton with the small ball, they love to test the fielders. And with the grass the way that it is and with the ball dying, I mean, I don't blame him.
1-0 belt high set. Zachman cuts it loose. Ground ball to second base. Heastand fields it cleanly. Flips it over to Stanek in time for out number 3. CornBelters work around a 1-out double and an error from Ben Vogley to get out of the inning with no damage. CornBelters trail the LumberKings 3-0 after 4. It'll be Belters bats due up next for the top of the 5th. You're listening to, Normal CornBelters baseball on the CornBelters Radio Network. Back in Clinton, I'm Alex Ferencz alongside Braden Hartman. We're back for a 5th inning of work. Keegan Luxem returns to the mound after 4 fantastic innings, just 1 hit, no runs. He'll meet 5, 6, and 7 of the CornBelters order. Ben Vogley digs into the left-hand batter's box, went down on strikes looking back in the 2nd inning. Luxem's first offering, breaking ball drops into the zone. Vogely unhappy with the pitch that sent him back to the dugout. The 0-1. Misses upstairs with the heater. Vogely 0 for 4 last night, ending a 7-game hit streak. Did well against the LumberKings when they came to the Corn Crib back in May. 2 for 8 with an RBI. Watches a heater on the outside half for a strike. Vogely wags his blue wood bat, now cocks it up to his shoulder. Thought about a breaking ball in the dirt. Says it hit him on the back foot. Check down to first base, appeal. No offer.
I don't know what the point of I don't know if they were appealing the swing or if that was appealing if they thought he hit him, but Vogely.
The 2-2. Breaking ball chopped sharply to second base. Sobieschek ranges over from first to field. It flips it to his pitcher, Luxem, in time for out number 1.
Vogely originally was very upset, but kind of maybe either composure or maybe it didn't actually hit him and he was trying to sell a call of it. But he did lose his temper a little bit very quickly with mellowing out and settling back in for the at-bat. Unfortunately, does ground out.
Didn't seem too convinced. I
wasn't convinced.
Have to
either.
agree.
He was very mad at first and then kind of was like, all right, whatever. So I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt.
Carter Blakeney from the right side. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Luxem working quickly, already back on the hill. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball down low.
Getting him to swing twice on that, I bet he goes right back to it, maybe even a little bit further out to see how far Blakeney will go.
Already sent Blakeney down on strikes back in the second. Has him 0-2. Rolled to short. Mishler fields it cleanly, fires it across in time for out number 2. So a quick 2 outs here to start the 5th inning. It'll bring up Addison Worthman. Popped out to the second baseman.
I'm interested for the LumberKings how long they keep Luxem in because, I mean, the CornBelters have 0 answers right now. A lot of weak contact, nothing hard. So it might take just a pitching change for the CornBelters to get a little bit of spark, but I don't know. Gonna have to change something up in order to get some runners on, get some traffic going, and score some runs.
First pitch in the dirt. Luxem just 55 pitches. The 1-0's poured in at the knees for a strike. Worthman was the catalyst of the CornBelters offense last night. Reached all 4 times to the plate, including 2 doubles. Came around to score 3 of the CornBelters' 6 runs. Watches another strike at the knees. Worthman, a unique batting stance. Hands close to the chest throughout the whole string. Grounds this one to short. An error from Mishler gets right under the glove. And it'll be an E6. Addison Worthman reaches. Part of that is Worthman's speed getting down the base path.
I would say that, and I would say the fact that when he hit that, he put a crazy amount of topspin on that, and it just kept speeding up faster and faster. That's a tough read for Mishler. So, great job. Great combination of great speed and a little bit of help from the baseball.
Parker Heastand in from the right side, fouls the first offering back. Worthman, the second base runner for the CornBelters tonight. He'll lead off first with 2 away. CornBelters trail 3-0. They'll check on Worthman over at first. He dives back in safely. Through 6 games with the CornBelters, 7 stolen bases already. The 0-1 to Heastand. Hit sharply to second base. Some trouble with it. Fired over in time from Schinkel. It'll be the 3rd out of the inning. And again, the CornBelters are sent down scoreless. Fantastic first 5 innings from Keegan Luxem. 59 pitches, just 2 base runners, and yet to allow a run. See if Lucas Ackman returns to the hill for the CornBelters when we come back. You're listening to CornBelters Radio Network on the Normal CornBelters YouTube.
Zachman takes the mound for his 5th inning of work. That'll bring up Gavin Aubrey, the leadoff man here for the Clinton LumberKings. Zachman comes set, brings it to the plate. Off speed, inside for ball 1. Zachman has allowed 3 runs on 4 hits so far. Still on the mound working. Second pitch from him is ruled a hit by pitch, but that does spark a little bit of some action from the CornBelters dugout, and they do, in fact.
They're going to say he leaned into that one,
I was going to say, I thought that he might have flared the elbow out there a little bit. I just didn't really know how to describe it that much. But
I think that's absolutely the right call. Gavin Aubrey sticks his elbow pretty much over the plate. Where's one?
It's a really nice job by the home plate umpire for recognizing that. At first, he did call the hit by pitch, and the CornBelters dugout made some noise because it was quite obvious that he did lean into it a little bit. But it is ruled a strike, so now it is 1-2. And he'll have to get a hit now to get on base. Pitch to Aubrey, off speed, inside, called, strike 3. The home plate umpire didn't know how many strikes there were. A weird one, weird first at bat here in the bottom of the 5th, but it is a strikeout looking for Zachman, and he continues to do well in this one after the original pitcher Swartz left with a mysterious injury.
Aubrey, 9 hit by pitches, good for 2nd in the Prospect League. Tried to lean into a 10th, and you saw on that last breaking ball that dropped in the zone, he lowered his elbow, looking to maybe wear that one as well.
That'll bring up Sobieschek, who will take a fastball low for ball 1. Sobieschek was hit by pitch in his last at-bat and reached on a fielder's choice and brought in a run. Ripped over to third, fielded cleanly by McCrossin. He'll throw across the diamond. Pick by Stanek. And that's in time. What a pick from Stanek over there to save potentially the runner from going to 2nd. And instead that results in an out. 2 quick outs from Zachman. Good work so far.
A CornBelters defense that hasn't necessarily helped out their pitcher too much tonight. A handful of errors across the diamond. That time, Jackson Stanek keeps that one in front of him. A backhanded pick for out number 2.
Those are the outs they definitely need to. Swing and a miss from Langclose on his first. It was a slider inside, swung right over top of it. Zachman looking for a 0. Second pitch from him. High fastball, and it's 1-1.
CornBelters, a couple of guys warming up in the bullpen now. You know it better than anyone, Braden. It's a different mentality when you're coming to the game, whether you think you're coming out of the pen versus starting.
It's definitely kind of a cat and mouse game as that ball is low for ball 2. Always got to stay ready over there if that means taking some sprints down the line or just taking a chance to walk around a little bit as some of those people look like they're doing. And this one is an off-speed pitch that's up near the head of Langclose. Luckily for him, it didn't come in super fast, but Zachman lost it a little bit, and that will have a runner on first now for the LumberKings. And the 2 out unfortunate events continue to happen here for the CornBelters. That's something that they've struggled with a lot this game, and you got to think that without those 2 out gifts, the score might not be as high as it is.
Can't be too mad when a breaking ball runs in and hits you. When you get hit in the head, you tend to have a little bit of frustration towards the pitcher, but when it's a curveball that comes in that slowly, can't be too angry.
Pickoff is high from Zachman. Great job by Stanek to jump up and grab that one. Zachman will take a look over to first. Big lead by the LumberKings runner. He will not go. Pitches inside for another ball. That was a fastball that just missed. Zachman asks his catcher where that was, and the catcher does say it was inside. So 1-0 now. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Zachman still looking to get out of it with a 0. Runner goes, ripped up the middle. It's off Zachman's backside, and he's a little disoriented. He'll have to eat the pitch, and he says he's okay. Tells the home plate umpire he's all right as well. Nobody will come check on him. McCrossin will, despite him saying it's okay. We'll come to say a couple words to him, and he'll walk back to third. That ball was ripped right up the middle. We don't have the TrackMan data on that one. I'd like to see how hard that was off the bat. It was scorched.
Ryan Willard started to come out of the dugout, the CornBelters pitching coach. Zachman waved him away just as quickly. Perhaps a little more embarrassed than anything, Braden. That one caught him right in the backside, as you mentioned.
Well, it's a pitcher's worst nightmare to have a comebacker. There's been something more embarrassing is when there's a ball that's kind of dribbled up to you, and then you kind of react and flinch as if it was hit like as hard as that one was, and that ball. So McCrossan went over to cover third. That ball's into left field right where he was standing, and that'll be an RBI single now for Schinkel. Unfortunate, McCrossan did his job, went over to cover third because they were doing a double steal, and that ball was just in the perfect place.
Yeah, excellent execution. We've talked about it a few times tonight. The small ball the LumberKings play. Moving runners over via bunt. Stealing, double steal as we saw there, and it works to perfection. Single, a ground ball, a simple ground ball, gets through on the left side.
Schinkel RBI single into left field. And now that'll bring up Cale Jensen, the right fielder. His first pitch ripped in the air to center. Michaels is under it, and he's got it. That'll be the third out. So the 2-out woes continue for the CornBelters. Your score, 4-0 Clinton, and we'll go to the 6th. You're listening to CornBelters Baseball on the CornBelters YouTube. Welcome back to Clinton, Iowa, here at Nelson Corp Field. Alex, we're going to take a look around the Prospect League, and from my understanding, we're kind of lucky to even be playing in the first place.
Most of these ones postponed, Braden, as storms ripped through the Midwest. O'Fallon Hoots and Quincy Doggy Paddlers just getting underway after a postponement of their own in Quincy. 0-0 in top of the first. Clinton leads the CornBelters here in Clinton 3-0. Chillicothe Paints trail the Cape Catfish 4-2. We'll get to the rest at the end of this inning.
First pitch from Luxem is a slider inside for ball one. He's got 6 strikeouts so far today, and 4 of them are looking. That's impressive.
Just quickly, Braden, we'll close out the scoreboard. There's only one more game. That's how many of them are postponed. Alton River Dragons trail the Thrillville Thrillbillies 5-3. Every other game in the Prospect League postponed tonight.
Nisbet has an even count at 1-1. Next pitch from Luxem is called. Strike 2. An outside fastball nicked the outside part of the zone, and he's now down 1-2. Nisbet down in the count. Luxem deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll be his 7th strikeout of the game.
A lot of these CornBelters hitters tonight are going to go to bed with nightmares of Keegan Luxem absolutely dealing through this CornBelters order. Just 2 base runners here into the 6th inning.
I'll send it back to the top of the order. Gavin Michael stepping in. He struck out looking in the first inning and grounded out in the 4th. He'll look to change his luck here. First pitch is fouled off into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. 71 degrees here in Clinton. More of a fall night. And next pitch in there is a fastball for strike 2. 0-2 now to Michaels. More fall weather, I would say, but I'm more of a fall weather fan. I think I like fall weather more than any other season. Alex, what's your favorite season weather-wise?
I have to agree with you on fall. It's crazy tonight, Braden. Skies are almost completely clear here in Clinton after a whole day where there was talks of tornado and vast storms that had this game in question. It's a beautiful night for baseball.
A lot of the weather here in Clinton came through this morning, a lot of the severe stuff, and it really has cleared up nicely. And that is strike 3 again. Looking on the off-speed pitch, and Michaels is down on strikes. That's the second man this inning to be set down. 1-2, and he adds to his already impressive total.
Yeah, not sure if the CornBelters are dealing with a different zone than they're used to or just not seeing the ball well out of Luxem's hand. A lot of CornBelters have gone down looking tonight.
I'll bring up Thompson. I believe he has the only hit in this game so far with a single. Grounded out in the first. Let's hope for the CornBelters that the only person who's had any luck tonight against Luxem can continue and maybe stripe something into the gap, get someone in scoring position, because it's going to take that. Pitch inside for a ball. It's going to take a little bit of breaking out. I mean, everyone's kind of in a funk right now, so you need something to spark, get a little energy in that dugout. Not a lot of talking going on in the CornBelters, but there is some action down in the bullpen. Driven to the right side, one hop, throw to first, and that is your third out. Luxem, another scoreless inning. Excellent work from him. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Your score remains Clinton 4, CornBelters 0. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Clinton, Iowa. Zachman's night is done. He went 5 innings, 2 strikeout, 2 earned runs out of the 4 he did give up. So if you look at the scoreboard and it's 2-0, it looks a little more doable. But with how good Luxem's been, 4-0 seems like a mountain of a lead. That'll bring in Eli Treidinger, the right-hander from East Central College, and now for the CornBelters.
And if you're Billy Du Bois, when Swartz exited after just 3 outs in the bottom of the first, you had to imagine the bullpen was going to get a lot of work. Lucas Zachman acted as a brilliant stopgap.
Excellent job from Zachman. As we mentioned, only 2 of those 4 runs are earned. A lot of those did take place with 2 outs, just unfortunate sequences of events, and has led to this 4-run Clinton lead.
But you're absolutely right, Braden. That 4 runs with Luxem's pitch count not being high either. Looks like he could go all day. It's important to limit this LumberKings lead, keep it where it is.
And that's something with the pitch count that you mentioned with Luxem. I mean, he's got, how many strikeouts does he have? 8 strikeouts so far. I mean, having a low pitch count with 8 strikeouts is just terrifying if you're the CornBelters dugout. And another hit batsman for the LumberKings, up and in fastball. And they'll have another runner on via the hit by pitch. Little control issues for the CornBelters. The 1-1 count is a fastball up and in. I think it got him up in the, I want to say the shoulder area, an area that was not guarded by that elbow guard that he has on his left arm.
Jackson Mishler pretty angry over there, writhing in pain.
I don't think he thinks it was intentional or anything, but it is not fun to have a ball come up and in on you, especially hit you, and that was a fastball, so it definitely will leave a mark. And he will, let's see if he stays in this game. He will take his stuff off, and he will walk down to first. So they will have a leadoff runner on first. That'll bring up the center fielder, Ziegler, who has 2 singles today already. Ziegler bats with a runner on first, squares the bunt, the pitch low for ball 1. Mishler will retreat back to first.
Ziegler 2 for 3 so far tonight. It's been reminiscent of his summer as a whole, hitting up close to 400.
Next pitch, bunted to the right side, fielded by the pitcher. He will look to second it, and now he throws the ball away. Rolls all the way to the fence on the right side. They're going to bring the runner from third. Here comes the throw from first base. It's in time. Did he tag him in time? He did not. Nisbet, the ball came in way ahead of the runner, Mishler, but he could not find him. So he slides in safely, and another run to add to the Clinton LumberKings lead. And now they have a runner on third.
Ziegler's speed causing issues once again. Treidinger turned to second base, looking to see if he could turn 2 or at least get the lead runner. Saw that wouldn't be in time to get Mishler, so he turned to first. Threw it basically into the base path. Stanek unable to make the play as Ziegler was right there.
The unfortunate thing for Treidinger is I think he could have gotten him maybe at second, but obviously the easier out was first. Your momentum's carrying you that way, but he still found a way to throw it away. First pitch is high and away for a ball. Infield in with the runner on third and no outs yet. Can't allow much more runs than what they have on the board right now if you want to have a chance in this game. Treidinger comes set. Comes to the plate. Half swing, fouled off into the catcher Nisbet's glove, and that'll be the first strike in this at-bat. 1-1.
You mentioned it, that throw from Stanek over in the CornBelters bullpen had Mishler dead to rights. Nisbet had to turn all the way around and couldn't get the tag down.
Pitch gets away from Nisbet, and that will score the runner from third. So now it is 6-0. And more gifts being given to the Clinton LumberKings squad. Still, I believe only 2 of those runs are earned, but you look up and you see 6 up there. The other thing you see is the 4 error mark next to the Normal CornBelters name. Just hard to win baseball games when you're making that many errors.
Talked about how good Luxem has looked. It was going to be tough to surmount even a 4-run deficit, and a hit by pitch and an error both come in to score.
Ripped over to the left side, and that'll get past the diving McCrossan. And it's slow enough that he takes a big turn around first, but he will retreat back, and he'll be content with a single.
Toft will extend his 5-game hit streak into 6 on the bounce.
Next up will be Gavin Aubrey. He has walked, flied out. It was an RBI flyout, and struck out looking so far. LumberKings have seen a lot of at-bats tonight. Been through the order quite a bit of times for only being the 6th inning. We're going to have a visit to the mound here by the pitching coach for the CornBelters. when you're getting that many at-bats, especially as well as the LumberKings are seeing, that's the best case scenario for them.
Ryan Willard, a calming presence out there on the mound. Looking to slow down Treidinger.
Tough start for Treidinger here in this inning. Still hasn't gotten an out with 2 runs, unfortunately, crossing. Home plate umpire will walk out there and tell them that the talk needs to be done. Pitching coach will go back to the dugout, and we will try to do this again. Toft on first after that single. Just struggling to get outs at this point right now for the CornBelters, and they definitely need them. 8 hits tonight for Clinton to the CornBelters 1. Aubrey. First pitch to him is a slider that again gets away. And the mound visit, after the mound visit, immediately more woes as that ball gets past Nisbet again. And that, I don't believe that was really as much so on Nisbet, but the pitch was quite far from the plate.
But they certainly don't seem to be on the same page, Braden.
Absolutely
Treidinger and Nisbet, even after the mound visit.
Hard break from the runner at second, but decides not to go. Good block there from Nisbet. Almost threw it away again. But you're right, it looks like they're not quite in sync right now. Maybe they're not, maybe the typical catcher for Treidinger.
CornBelters, as many of the Prospect League teams are, have a plethora of catchers. Jacob Greer.
Ripped into right field. That is going to get down. The throw will come in. They're going to hold the runner at third, and now they'll have runners at the corners via the base hit from Aubrey. Bleakney at first looked like he might try to dive for it, but wisely did let that ball drop. If that ball gets by him, we know that Aubrey can run.
Not sure how much of a leash Treidinger's going to have. Still yet to get an out. Facing his 5th batter now in the dangerous first baseman, Sobieschak.
I mean, it's hard to manage when there's just nothing really going for you right now. You got to try and pick guys out and try to get some momentum going because you're struggling to get it. First pitch is an off-speed slider in there for strike 1. Runner at first looked like he's going to go. He will not. Another slider. This one gets by Nisbet again, and that is going to be another run for the LumberKings. And it's now 7-0. The 3rd run in this inning. It was swung at, though. So it will be 0-2. He has a favorable count. But unfortunately, as good of a pitch as it was to get the swing, it was too far from the plate for Nisbet to block. And that does lead to another runner. Runner in for the Clinton LumberKings. The right-handed Treidinger comes set. Comes to the plate, a fastball. Ripped over to second, fielded cleanly. He'll throw it over to first, and they'll get a much-needed first out via the ground out to Heestand. And now with 1 out, runner on third. That'll bring up Cole Langclose, who had a fielder's choice RBI, a reach on an error, and was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Quite a few HBPs on my scorecard tonight. First pitch to him is low. Fastball low, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, that one nearly skipped away from Nisbet as well. Braden, Treidinger's slider almost reminds me of a no-look basketball pass where sometimes it's extremely effective. Sometimes you fake out your own teammate.
It sure moves a lot. That pitch is in there for strike 1. When he can locate it, it is really effective, and it's really good. But, I mean, when you're – see, it looks like he's struggling just to kind of even get a grip on it. He's leaving some out. He's hit a batter. You're leaving him out. Like that right there was awesome. Another slider low, gets another swing, and it's 1-2. He's got a lot of swings and misses, but struggling to place it.
He's fooling the LumberKings hitters without a doubt, but more often than not, he's fooling his catcher as well.
Another slider ripped into left field. The catch is made. The throw to the plate is not quite in time from Worthman. And that'll bring in the runner, Aubrey, from third. Another team at bat for the LumberKings results in a run. It's now 8-0.
4 runs in this inning, and now you're talking about a change from the CornBelters looking to get back up and try to do something of their own for Luxem to being worried potentially about that 10-run rule.
Fine, the lefty steps in. He singled at his last at-bat. Has nobody on for this at-bat. He squares the bunt. He pops it up to the right side. First baseman Stanek will come over to make the grab, and they will end this disaster of an inning. They give up 4 runs. It is now 8-0, and we will see if Luxem will come out with the 8-run lead. Your score, 8-0, as I mentioned. Clinton in the lead. We'll be back after this. Luxem takes the mound, and he's going to get a chance to pitch the 7th here, which is something you don't see a whole lot of in the Prospect League. A lot of times when you look at the box scores after the game, you do see all the 6th innings, the 4 innings, as Stanek rips a single, and that's a much-needed single for the CornBelters right up the middle. And the CornBelters will have a runner on first here to start the 7th after the 4-run inning for the Clinton LumberKings. Luxem at 72 pitches, despite all the strikeouts he's collected. He has been very efficient and very effective tonight.
Stanek has been a consistent presence in this CornBelters lineup. Coach Billy Du Bois jokes every time we get on the bus, as long as we have Stanek, we'll be okay.
First pitch to McCrossin is taken for strike 1.
Du Bois even suggested, Braden, when we got to our stop midway through the way on our trip to Clinton at Love's, it was coming down pretty hard, the rain.
This ball's ripped in the air to right field. Jensen is under it. Stanek, lacking the speed to get to second, will retreat to first, and allowed first out for McCrossin.
And Coach Du Bois suggested, some of the other guys maybe give their shirts to Stanek, make sure he doesn't get wet at all.
Billy Du Bois, true players coach. Always hear great things coming out. As Vogley now will stand in. First pitch to him is a fastball away for ball 1. Vogley yet to make a loud presence here in this game. He has struck out and ground out so far this game. Second pitch to him is low and in for ball 2. And it's 2-0 to Vogley. Hitters count here.
Doesn't seem to be seeing the ball quite as well as he was earlier in the week and going back into last week. Tonight and yesterday, strikeouts looking where he left befuddled.
Throws a fastball away, called strike 1. Maybe a little generous on the outside part of the plate, as we've seen with the right-handed hitters. Looks to be the same for the left-handed hitters. 2-1 count. Vogley looking to continue and move Stanek over. Fouls it off to the right side. And it is now 2-2.
See on Ben Vogley's swing, a huge launch angle. 3 times this year he's left the yard. And when they leave, Oh, man, do they go.
Remember
Long home runs.
in the home opener in Normal, he hit a mammoth shot, and he admired that one. Way fastball, textbook pitch from Luxem. Strike 3, and you can add another strikeout to that already daunting total, and that'll bring up Carter Bleakney. And Luxem's untouchable right now. It's really amazing to watch, even as a CornBelters broadcaster.
Blakeney, if anyone can solve him, it needs to be him here. Look to start a rally. It's only the 7th inning. But if they can get something going, perhaps get Luxem out and face a new arm.
Vogley strikes out swinging, and that'll bring up Carter Bleakney, who has struck out and ground out as well today. 2 outs now. CornBelters, last chances to make sure that that runner on first that reached with no outs was not for nothing. Swing and a miss, up and in fastball, tipped into the catcher's glove. 1-1.
There's a fantastic stat, Braden. The MLB has just started tracking flawed swings as a pitcher, where you get a hitter to either speed up the swing or slow it down from its traditional path.
Next pitch is an off-speed pitch in there looking.
And
1-2.
Probably has
Oh, yeah.
too many to count.
I didn't know that. I didn't know about that. I'll have to take a look at that after the game. I wasn't aware of that. That's a pretty cool stat to look at. Breakdown. It's always cool to see what the MLB comes up with new stats, new ways of getting the stats. This ball is popped up in the infield, and it'll be caught by Sodacek over at first. So another scoreless inning from Luxem. He's gone 7. Your score, Clinton 8, CornBelters 0. We'll be back after a moment. Fourth pitcher for the CornBelters stands in. It's in the form of number 22, Matthew Cusco, the right-hander from Mississippi Valley State University, product of Chicago, Illinois. His first task will be to pitch to, it'll be Schinkel, as he rips the ball into left, and that will be a foul ball. Loud foul ball. We call those long strikes, Alex.
Cusco's 3rd summer in the Prospect League. Last played in 2025 for Terre Haute Rex. Played for the Rex back in 2022, Braden.
Schinkel down 0-1. That pitch almost got him as well. A little off-speed pitch. All the CornBelters pitchers tonight have looked to struggle with their, maybe it's the grip of the ball, maybe it's being on time, but something is off sync with a lot of the pitchers, almost every pitcher that we've seen so far. Fastball low and in. The check over to the first base umpire is unsuccessful, and that'll make it 2-1.
After last night where CornBelters fans left the ballpark Convinced Normal had the best staff in the Prospect League.
Just a really off night. I don't know how to explain it. It's a little bit weird because this is not what we're used to seeing from the CornBelters staff. Hopefully this is just a fluke. It's definitely something that they'll be working on come any practices they may have from now until the next game. 3-1 count here to Schinkel. He had an RBI single in his last at-bat. Pitched him up and in fastball. And that'll be another walk. And more free bases given up from the CornBelters. He'll take first. A lot of missing in, I would say. There's not a lot missing out. Whenever the CornBelters have missed, despite the last pitcher with some of the sliders that we were seeing, a lot of them are missing arm side.
Must be the scouting report on this LumberKings lineup.
So Cusco opens the bottom half of the 7th with a walk. Checks twice, comes home. Fastball in there for strike one. Good job getting ahead after the walk. 0-1 count. Caleb Jensen in. He doubled. Really not a whole lot of production for the bottom half besides the double. There was an RBI single, as I mentioned, from Schinkel. But a lot of the production for the LumberKings does come from the top of their order. As that pitch is away for a ball, it's 1-1.
As we see a double switch out in the field. Excuse me, just a defensive replacement. But Ben Vogley goes over to third. Nolan McCrossan, who's played every single game for the CornBelters, gets the rest of the night off. And Dylan Romano will slide in at shortstop.
Pitches in. It hits the runner and goes into center. Barehanded. Throw to third. It is over his head. It will, thankfully for the CornBelters, stay in the park. It hit the dugout fence. And it's now 2-1 count. Man. The CornBelters continue to give free bases to the LumberKings. The runner Schinkel took off for second, slid into second, and the throw from Nisbet caught his right hand and then rolled into center field, and he was able to take third. He's lucky that throw from Michaels out in center didn't end up in the dugout of the LumberKings, because that would have been another run. Pitch fouled away. It's now 2-2 to the batter Jensen.
Nisbet had him, if this was dodgeball, plunked him as he was sliding into second.
2-2 count. Cusco looking for an out. Fastball low and in. And that brings the count to full.
3-pitch mix for Cusco. Sinker, splitter, slider. A lot of balls down in the zone.
Cusco comes set. Lifts his leg, comes home. That ball's launched. Deep in the air to right field, and that ball is going to be off the wall. Bleakney comes up throwing. He's going to have a stand-up triple. That ball was crushed. And as we mentioned earlier in the game, it's really hard to hit a home run here. Got to imagine if that was at the corn crib, that cleared that fence by plenty.
Potentially any other ballpark in the Prospect League, Braden. Solid 25-foot wall that extends from left center all the way to the right field corner. That one off the bottom of the wall probably traveled around 390 feet.
Mishler will stand in. He's grounded out, reached on an error, and been hit by a pitch his last at-bat. Swing and a miss, strike one. Jensen trades places with Schinkel over on third because of the errant throw by Nisbet. And then the triple, obviously, from Jensen.
Winning run stands 90 feet away, so the infield comes in.
That is right. If the LumberKings do score here, that ends the game. 1-1. If you're the CornBelters, you want to keep this game going, you got to collect outs. Infield is in. Desperate times here for Billy Du Bois' CornBelters. Cusco comes set and comes home. Fastball is low and away. And it's 2-1. LumberKings crowd on their feet. 2-1 here. Cusco. Desperate times. Here's the pitch. Fastball fouls it off his foot. That will result in a strike. Mishler will walk it off for a second. The count 2-2.
The outfield's come in as well, Braden, to a sizable depth where a fly ball to them, they can make the play at home.
As I said, if they want the game to continue going, they can't let Cale Jensen score from third. And with no outs, that's a very near impossible task, I would say. It's going to take a little bit of luck and a little bit of maybe a couple strikeouts from Treininger. Sorry, correction, from Cusco. Cusco gets a chance to take a breath here after the batter Mishler fouled it off of his foot. He looks in. He's got his sign. The 2-2. Fastball ripped into right field, and it will be foul near the CornBelter bullpen. The count will remain 2-2. Mishler steps back in the box after taking a practice swing. All he really needs is a fly ball. Jensen does have some speed over there at third. The pitch low and in the dirt. Great job by Nisbet. That might have saved the game from ending there, as that ball was in the dirt. He had to slide to his right to make that block. Full count. Got to be a competitive pitch here from Cusco. A walk wouldn't be the end of the world. Pitch fastball popped up, and that will end up behind us in the parking lot. The count will remain full, and we'll do this one again. Mishler hunting the fastball. Cusco deals. Fastball ripped in the air. High in the air to left field. Started back, comes in, and he lets it drop. And he's not even going to attempt to throw home. And I don't know what that was, Alex. I think he had a play and started back and let that one drop, and that's going to end the game. And the LumberKings will come out of the dugout and have a dog pile around first, and that's gonna do it here from Clinton. Weird ending.
That's a head scratcher to end the game. Braden Worthman started back about 5 steps. It landed right where he was originally positioned. Probably in a pretty good spot to hold the runner at third.
It definitely wasn't a deep fly ball. I think obviously up 9-0. Jensen was probably going regardless of how far it was. If it was anywhere in the outfield, he was probably going. And that was very playable. And got to imagine maybe Billy Du Bois has a chat with Worthman, as I understand that the game's 9-0 and very insurmountable lead, it seems, but kind of a little bit of a sour note to this LumberKing win, 10-0. So ends in 7. And, I mean, the player of the game has got to be Luxem. I mean, unbelievable night from Luxem on their end. He was unhittable, pretty much untouchable for the majority of this game.
Yeah, sour note to end a night full of them, Braden. 3 base runners for the CornBelters lineup, a pair of singles from Tyler Thompson and Jackson Staniger, 2-3 hitters that have been so consistent this summer. But on the whole, the lineup just couldn't get going. Way too many strikeouts. Credit to Keegan Luxem, one of the best starts in this Prospect League season.
Not much to show for the CornBelters. They fall 10-0 to Clinton. And after this one, they will go and they will probably work on, I got to say, for the pitching staff, something to work on would definitely be the control and throwing the off speed for strikes.
No doubt, and when your starter gets just 3 outs, you're going to be in trouble, Braden. Lucas Zachman came in, did a good job limiting the LumberKings. CornBelters will go back on the road tomorrow to Burlington to take on the Bees. Clinton stays right here. Winners of 6 in a row now A game and a half clear of the CornBelters, a game clear of the Doggy Paddlers, who are still playing over in Quincy. They'll host the O'Fallon Hoots right here at Nelson Corp Field.
Burlington for the CornBelters, definitely another powerhouse on this road trip for the CornBelters. Hope for different outlook here. A lot of self-inflicted errors, I would say, led to this one. So your final here from Clinton, 10-0. LumberKings hold the Normal CornBelters just 2 hits. We will see you guys in Burlington. Have a good night, everybody.